Hello guys, I'm Shawnthebro, and today we're going to be making a video on actually several different areas of GameMaker. So I had the most requests that I've ever had for GameMaker within the past week. I think it's been more than I've actually ever had, period. I had about 7 requests. We're going to do 3 of them in this video. I actually just found another one while starting this video, and they're all going to relate and tie into each other. That's why I'm doing these 3 together. So this might be a long video, but this will cover everything you guys have been asking for. So I'm going to help someone who was just asking about part 3 of the background tutorial for top-down shooter. So I'm not going to use the same game I was using because I want to start from scratch so I can show you how to do it. I don't think it's as effective when it's already done. So we'll just call this, actually, okay, yes, just making sure. Let's go in here. Let's call this, we can just call this background sprite. Usually it would be like background SPR. I usually do it like this, but a lot of people put it after, which I assume is okay. So, alright, so I'm not going to show you the whole advanced thing because it's more of a Photoshop thing to actually create it, but I'm going to show you what to do to actually use it. So let's just make an image. I said 32 by 32 is fine. Now, for a background, depending on what kind of game if you want a side scroller, it really can be repeating. Most of them are. You can do different sections of a game and have them in one level and just change out the level without having any effect. And I can show you how to do that, no problem. I'll probably have to do that anyway. So if you want to do that instead of trying to make multiple different backgrounds for the same level, that way it looks even more effective, you can do that. Let's just start, and then if you guys have any questions, you can ask me in the comments and I will help you with that. So what you're going to start off with is this. You don't need a black box necessarily because we may be for the background. It probably won't be there probably won't be an outline. I'm gonna do a basic space background because that's probably the easiest one to make. Okay. I'm trying to think exactly how I want this. Any of these would be effective, especially when I scale it down. But I think even the random stars, like that doesn't look like much. But like I said, I'm not actually trying to make it look professional. I'm just going to show you exactly how to implement it. Because the other thing is I usually use Photoshop Trial. Even I don't have Photoshop, so you don't need that. No worries. Alright, so let's actually get into this now. So let's just call this level 1. And let's make an object and call it background. Now, when we put this in, we're going to obviously put the sprite of the background in. And unless you're doing one of those games where things come out of the background, which there actually are quite a few of them, you can literally just do this. Here's actually what I'm going to do. You can literally do this. Like, say, what I would recommend when doing this would be to yeah, sorry, I had to figure out which one I want it to be. Delete underline. You don't want to delete the ones underlying. Honestly, you just don't. Sometimes you do. But if you're making a background, and you want it to look realistic, look, if they're all the same picture, it looks okay. It can look quite good even if you do it right, but look at this, it gives variety. And obviously it's a little bit much for the stars, a little bit too many. So I would go back and fix that, but this will work perfectly for the example I'm gonna have. Just keep going down. We'll go to right about here. This will be the stopping point. There you go. And now since we've deleted underlining, we can see as many as we want. And I can mess with some of these stars just by simply going like this. That is going to put a lot of images in your program. So I would truly encourage making it a background. Excuse me. But since you're probably going to make the image in something other than the GameMaker sprite maker for the background, I would probably encourage actually putting it in here, just as I did. I wouldn't necessarily attempt to make it a background if you're going to have one background over and over, which can actually be done really professionally. Obviously, a lot of older games did that for space, and I'm sitting here taking up all your computer space. But if you are to do one like this, you could keep the same sprite background over and over again, and it would look really well, and I'll show you. You can remove all the instances outside of the room. So I know you're probably like, what the heck are you talking about? Well, I will show you right now. So here we have our little object panel. We're going to choose the event to add. So actually, before I do that, I'm going to create another one. I'll create the floor first, because I want to show you where I was going with the reasons to use floor over background. So let's just create another sprite. SPR player. This will be your player. So yay, file new. We don't necessarily want him to be a square, so we'll make him a 50 height. You really should keep it in 32 for easiness, but it's definitely not needed. So let's say this is our guy. Let's just give him, I'm not going to make him a stick man, I'll just give him a little. Good. So let's say that. He can be... No, definitely not like that. Alright. That's perfect. Have you ever seen anything else more perfect in your life? Alright, so we're going to rotate him the whole way around, a whole 180. Just like that. Alright, we're going to give him... There we go. That's pretty good. So we'll fill him with a red coloring. This can be a light gray, like it's a window. And just because I want to go the extra mile, I'm going to put a little white in here. I didn't want to put it there. Like right there. And let's see, for the tires, let's make it black. Let me take that. There we go. Let's put little... There we go. I'd say that's pretty good. So that'll be our sprite. So we got a nice little truck going on there. And actually, I'll make him a little moving image. This is going to be the 4th tutorial on this. It's literally going to be me applying one other thing. What about there? Perfect. Now we're gonna show him at about a 10 speed. Let's even do this. Just put that in there. Great. Okay. One more thing. I'm just messing around a little bit here. Make it a little bit more interesting. So let's rotate this. And we can do... Nah, let's keep it this way. That way when we do... Yeah, sorry. I had to think which would be the better way. Because we'll flip him again. Actually, what am I? Duh. Okay, anyway, we need to do this, but not yet. We didn't. Now we're good. Okay, so that's our image. That's our sprite. A little bit got cut off in doing so. That's okay. We're going to patch it up just like that. Didn't want to do that one, though. Just like that. Okay. Alright. You get the point. Alright, that's pretty good. Alright, now that's a good sprite. We can use that. So, I want to make a floor sprite real quick. So this will be SPR floor. That can be 32 by 32 for all we care. Now this will have the black outline that I was going to do first. And we'll make it, let's do a brownish color. I usually get my browns from this area, like tans. You want to get black. Yeah, let's get that orangish color. Actually, let me just do this. It'll even take out the little black parts around it. I know that I'm doing that. That's okay. Alright. Alright. That looks more like a basketball than a floor, but either way. That's your floor. So for the floor, let me check. Make sure that was still running. It cut off on me earlier today, you believe that? Alright, so this is the floor, make it a solid. Now this is actually where the tutorial is going to basically start. That was me creating stuff and showing you exactly how I would do that. But here is where I'm going to get into what everyone was asking. So, now that that's done, we have our 3 sprites, our 3 objects, and our level. Now, our level is filled with our sprite, which would actually be a background if you wanted to make it more professional. But as I said, if you keep the same background and it's a score-based game or a turn-based game, then that will work they will all work the same. It won't take up too much memory if you're doing the same background every time. Just copy the level over, and you will be fine. If you have changing backgrounds, like I said, all you have to do is make those sprites into a bigger version, make it into a background, or get a background of your own, honestly. You don't even have to make it. Just don't go stealing from other people. There's lots of sites that have all that stuff for free, and all the rights and everything. And since I was doing this quick tutorial, I just wanted to make that. Alright, so let's begin. we're going to start off by doing level 3 of the top-down sprite. Now, I realize that this isn't a top-down, but like I said, I can't use that one anymore because it's simply, I've changed it around and it won't work. But the events of the background are actually going to be the same, so don't worry. Nothing's going to be lost. It'll still cover everything you want to see. So, to make this, what I would do with, I call it object sprite, object player. What I would do with the player to make this sort of game. Actually, we don't need to do that. I'll probably just do this. This is literally all I'll do. Keyboard left. There's pretty simple code for this stuff, but drag and drop is fine for this. This isn't anything out of this world. And when it goes left, yeah, trying to think of which way to do it. You could easily transform it, but we don't even really need it for this tutorial. Alright, so let's just get to it. Stop worrying about all the little stuff. Oh, we're messing up. Oh, we don't want to delete underlying anyway. That looks actually really cool. I'm glad I added that extra 4-point thing. Crap. Why is the snap? Alright, oh well. Nearly done now? Okay. Now that's a pretty good looking level. We just had some objective like a flag in here, it'd be perfect. He's actually extremely tiny. But we're not gonna have gravity anyway, so to be fair, you don't really need the floor. But let's pretend this was the game. Look at this. Alright, I'm going on. Now that's nice, right? Awesome. Alright. Now, one thing I actually forgot to do. No key makes you stop. I was supposed to speed anyway. Alright, so that's basic. That's basic. That didn't really change much in terms of the tutorial, but I wanted to get that out there. Now, as I said, we can actually start. Okay. So, that's all I had to say for background, but I wanted to clear that up because a question was, how do you make a background with sprites? That's how you would do it, probably. Like I said, I would do it more with the backgrounds, but I understand why you'd want to do it with sprites. It's just a little easier, although you have to put it all together in the form. So, yeah. I know I said it about 3 times now, but say it one more time to emphasize my point. If you're going to do it with sprites, you have the same background throughout. It can work well, but it'll take up a lot of memory if you try and change the background. So I wouldn't suggest that. Now, next thing I want to do is to show how to make a solid object, something that the player or anything else can't go through, but that you can shoot at and damage. Or it doesn't. You don't have to be shooting at it. If you want to have a sword and damage it, whatever you want to do. So we're going to show that. So I'm going to duplicate my floor sprite, but change it up so you can tell the difference between the two. You're going to call it sprite damage block. And we'll call it, or not call it, sorry. We will actually, hold on. This can stay. Wait. I'll make it a little bit lighter. There we go. That's what I want to see. Alright, so we have this block. Let's say this has no damage on it. This is actually no damage block. Okay. Then we'll duplicate this sprite and call it damage block. And we'll have part of it blown up. You would have, obviously, a much smoother transition than what I'm going to show you. And put more time into your sprite than I'm going to. But it will be the same process. You'll just be editing this sprite more. So if you wanted to injure it, say that some of it was gone away. Or even you could put bullet holes in it. Something like that would work. If you want to go all the way back, you could put an X on it or make it smaller. You could cut part of it out. Like, yeah, I think that's what I'll do. That's one that always I seem to enjoy. I forgot to turn my hardness up. Hold on. There we go. Alright, like that. So saying that some of it got blown off. Just like that. So these are two different sprites. So let's create two different objects. One's going to be object no damage block. And that will obviously contain the no damage block sprite. It can be a solid. But since we're not dealing with a lot of the physics in the game, since I'm just showing you this part of it, it doesn't need to be. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to create one more thing, and then that'll be all for what I need to create. In terms of actually artwork, most likely. Sprite bullet, unless I think of anything right on my mind. Alright, we can just do 32 by 32 again, like I said. You'll change this. Oh, my fault. Don't want to be that big. This is fine. Let's make this match up. Alright. It's more of a gold. That's what a bullet looks like. You got dark gold even. Oh, that's why it's off. Oh well. Doesn't matter. Say this is your bullet. And for some reason it's got a gray tip. There we go. Actually, that looks pretty good. I like that as a little bullet sprite. Make this better. Oh, great. Okay, put that there. That goes there. And then I'm just going to use this tool to fill in that blank. Now that looks like a little bullet, right? Alright, that's pretty good, honestly. And finally, let's create object bullet, which will contain the sprite bullet. And we'll duplicate this and call it object damage block. Damage block. Here we go. And it'll have the damage block thing. Good. Now we're all set to go. So, to show the second part of this 3-part tutorial, we're going to show you how to apply damage to things. So I'm actually going to change mine and put this as a solid, because the other part of the question was, how do you make it so nothing can go through it? You can only damage it. So we're going to make it a solid. And there's several ways you can do this. And actually, there's a good way with code itself. No drag and drop options. You can just make the other object stop. But I'm going to show you with drag and drop options, because it's a lot easier to learn that first than to learn code. And quite frankly, I don't of course, I've been doing this for years, and I don't know how to do everything with code. So there's no shame in drag and drop. We can mix and match here and make it work together. All right. The first thing I would do is make the player be able to shoot the bullet, or if you were going to use a sword to smash it, or a chainsaw, or whatever you're going to do, make the person be able to do that. So with the spacebar key, I'm going to make you shoot the bullet. That's all I'm going to do. So within the space key, you're going to create a moving instance. So we'll create the object of bullet at x, y. So object bullet at x, y means that the x of the player and the y of the player. Now, this will probably be a little choppy because going to the x and y is going to go to the top left corner, which is known as the origin. So you can choose where to show you the x and y of the player. Make it a speed of 5. It is a bullet. And in direction of... I'm pretty sure it's 270. wait, hold on. Left. Okay. I always mix this up, even though I've been doing this for years, because I always forget if it goes counterclockwise or clockwise. And no matter how many times I say it, I never seem to remember. So, look, it's really easy to put the X and Y at a different place. All you do is go to the player and set up the little bullet thing. Set up the position right here. You can literally just click. And then with the bullet, it's going to go the X and Y of this too. So it doesn't exactly matter because it's just going to come out. But for being specific and actually making it look right, you want to choose that. Now, I'm actually going to do this first before I do much else because I don't want to have you have the wrong direction in there. I knew it. I knew that was going to be the wrong way. I get that wrong 9 times out of 10. It's pretty funny, actually. Oh, did I really put 180? That doesn't even make sense that I did that. Alright, here, let me give you a quick showing of the directions. 90. 0. You can fire a chain shot. Anyway, 0 is the direction you want. I usually say 180 by mistake. It's actually 0 that you want. And 270 would fire down. Say you're just firing across. And let's actually put this in before I do anything. Excuse me. So, you would agree that these are level and they can be hit. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to the bullet, and when it collides with object no damage block, it's going to change. You can do change sprite or change object. You can put change sprite and keep damage block in one sprite, but if you do, then you'll have to fix it later and take out the object completely. Or you can change object, and then when it hits 2, when 2 bullets hit it, or however many you want to hit it, you can take it out then. So that's up to you. I'll do the 2 object one. Since I created 2 objects, it tends to be easier, but it's a little bit messier that way. So, like I said, it is up to you. Alright, so anyway, yeah, you could do a lot of things, actually. I was looking in here, and I was thinking about the timing. You could have it have an effect afterwards. We'll just do the switching of the sprites for right now. So we're going to change. You can do other, but if you don't understand, self will be the bullet. Self is whatever this is, whatever window you have up. Other is what it's colliding with. And object is just you get to choose the object. So you could choose no damage block or other. They are both the same thing. When you're going to change it into damage block, you are going to perform the events. Now once this happens, you don't want the bullet to go through it. Or maybe you do. There is definitely some times when you would. For example, if you shot glass and you wanted the bullet to go through it, but you wanted the glass to break, you'd want to keep going. Pretend this is something like a crate where the bullet would most likely get stuck in it, or shoot it, but not necessarily go the whole way through. I would stop the bullet, which you can destroy the instance or actually destroy at position, but you can just destroy instance. It may look a little rough because it won't necessarily go into it, which you could also change. But if you shoot a bullet, it changes into damage block. Now I know that whiteness right there doesn't look the best. It's kind of funny to me that I did that, since that's transparent. I didn't want... That is funny. I don't exactly know why it did that. I mean, I know that it's because there was nothing there, but it should just show the other side. Oh well. Whatever the reason was for that. And then you can have it this way. So when this one collides with bullet, this instance, actually I wouldn't change the instance. I would destroy the damage block. No, I don't want... Yeah, we'll delete it, since I don't want to confuse you. Since I put it in the bullet, it probably would be a smart decision of putting them both in the bullet. So I would duplicate event and just do collision with the damage block. But take this out and do destroy destroy damage block, and then delete this. Now, sorry, I keep doing that. Habit. Alright. So, when you shoot a bullet, it gets damaged. And actually 2 shot out, because it's just so sensitive. So, why don't we make that a little easier on ourselves? When we press space, we're going to change that event to key press space. I did it again. Okay, play. So 1 bullet comes out. Smash, it's a broken piece of crate. Hit it again, it's gone. I actually know why I did that now, by the way. I realized. Because delete underlying likes to check itself every single time, even if you don't ask it to. Sorry, no damage block. There we go. Now it's going to look more professional. I was curious. I was like, I've never seen that before, but of course. Okay. When you hit it, smashes, and you can see the one behind it simply just because it's there. And then you break that one. They both got hit by it. So I'm actually going to keep this for the thing, so that's why I wanted to delete that just then. There it is. Found it. Alright, so let's put these backgrounds in. Alright, and then finally we'll fix this one more time. There's the block that we want. Last but not least, we hit this. It'll break. We hit it again. It gets destroyed. And I think that looks pretty good. You can do lots of effects with it, like make an explosion if you want to go over the edge or whatever when they come in contact. But yeah, that's how you damage something. And to finish this off, it'll be really quickly. This is how you make it so that objects and players can't go through it. You go to your player. Then you come in when you come in contact with the block, you can do it for no damage block and damage block. You can have it stop moving. You could actually change the sprite and have the sprite not moving at the start. It's not hard to do, but it's a little bit more work than just making it stop moving. Now, I'll show you what happens if you don't mess with the masks and you have it as just stop moving. So if you go across like this and you were to run into it, you'd stop. You can't go through it. So that works well, see, because my masks are actually good since I just used the 32 by 32. If this wasn't a square image and you wanted to go through it, you could actually get stuck just by the way the mask follows. The mask is literally just what the sprite takes as for collisions and everything. So let's say you had a character. Well, the characters have arms and legs, and they're not going to be a perfect square, so you could hit them in the leg and not have hit them in the back, and you'll actually get stuck. So to fix that, all you have to do is change the mask. Just right here, modify mask, and then you'll just have shape precise, and that will be done. It's actually already good, but there you go. And last but not least, I'm going to talk about one more thing. This one will be pretty quickly because it's actually relatively easy. So this is how to upgrade something, let's say after a level, or that makes your character stronger. So what we're going to do, and I'm going to get a sprite. You don't need to get a sprite to do this. I'm going to create a sprite that's got nothing in it, just because I want my object to have a sprite. And you'll see what I mean in a second. So, SPR, let's just call it level up. Let's say we just leveled up. Let's say destroying that box got us to level 2. It was like some tutorial thing. We'd have this as object level up. We're going to pick our has nothing in it sprite level up. Now, when this is created, what we're going to do is we're going to, there's a choice. What was specifically asked is how to make a choice on what to make you stronger. So I'll do that. But let me start off really quickly by saying how to do it just in general. When it's created, here's what I would do. I would create another instance. And here's what I'm going to do. I wasn't going to create another sprite, but I just thought of something I think I should show you so you understand. Let's just say level up. Item. Level up item. That's what we'll call it. And then object, level up item. Then the sprite's going to be level up item. Alright. We're going to create an instance of object level up item. It doesn't even have to be an X and Y because it doesn't have a sprite. It doesn't really matter. But we'll do it at X and Y. Now, here's what we'll do. Alright, add event. When this is destroyed, create level up. You could actually do the EXP system this way. When this is destroyed, have a counter. Just make any object with EXP and have a counter. And then put it as the parent of the player. You could even do. That's what I have in one game that I'm working on right now, actually. So I will probably show you how to do that in an episode. Anyway, you're going to create this. Once you create this, you're going to create an instance of level up item. So let's say level up was like, not what I wanted. Say it was like this. There you go. A level that's a little bit bigger. Perfect. Just kidding. Go back. Okay, so there you go. Say you created a level up little logo right here. Level up. Perfect. And let's say in level up item it was just, actually you don't need to do anything with level up item. So now when this is destroyed, level up is going to be created. And when level up is created, it's going to create level up item. So here's what would show up on your screen. And this is what's going to show up that's going to help you make stuff. So once this is created, you can, let's see. Yeah, here I know what I'll do. Let's do transform sprite. we're going to transform the player. Say, we don't have to necessarily mirror it or angle it. 2 and 2 for the X and Y scale. So let me just show you. Let's show you what this would do, and then to finish up the video, I'll show you how to change and add what is add what you want to do. So this is destroyed. So now look, level up is in the screen, and now I'm double the size. Obviously, you wouldn't keep that there forever. You would destroy it after the level up item occurs, or if you want to put on a timer and have it for like 10 seconds or something, whatever you want to do. I'm bigger now. More powerful. That's one thing you could do. If you want to have a choice, you could, when it's created, you could have a box come up that would ask you, or you could have one of these messages pop up, which will ask you what you want to do. Like, for example, I will show you. So we'll say, press 1 for bigger size, right? Okay. Or 2 for, what do you want to do? Bigger bullet. Let's do bigger bullet. Sound good? Alright. We can do that. Now, let's make sure let me show you what the message box does. So when the level up screen comes up, message box will display. Press 1 for bigger size or 2 for bigger bullet. Now, that's a perfectly good message box, although you can actually alter what the message box looks like. I'm not going to do that here, but if you want to know how to do that, feel free to ask that in the comments. So those are your choices. Now, what I'm going to do is create one more object, which you should always have, actually. Object command. It doesn't have to be called command. I like calling it command. And I'll probably actually make these guys. Now, this doesn't need a sprite. This is what your level does. This is what all your levels do, or certain levels should do, that no one has to see. It's a little back work, but it's perhaps one of the most important elements of the entire game. So, if space is pressed, or I'm sorry, we did 1. Alright, so since that came up, now you're not going to have this all the time. What you would actually do, and I'll show you that, no, I'm not even, I'll explain it to you when I do it. So digit 1. When you press the 1 key, what's going to happen is you're going to transform the player sprite to double the size. If you press the 2 key, which we go to digits 2, then X scale and Y scale of 2 for object bullet. And basically all we have to do is when this box comes up afterwards, what it's going to do is it's going to create object command. Doesn't matter when it's going to do it, or where, I mean. I like giving it X and Y anyway, but it truly does not matter. And we're going to get a quick little timer on this guy. Alarm 0. We're going to destroy instance of self. And alarm 0 is going to go when this is created. This is just going to be to get rid of the level up thing. Alright, so let's see what we have right now. It's going to blow your minds. Alright, so once you do this, level up will still come up, and then level up goes away, right? So when you press 1, that happens. You press 2, this happens. Now that's cool. Bigger bullets and bigger size. Now you actually have to press 2 every time to create the bullets bigger. You can change all the sprites, but then you have to change at the start of the level back to normal. So what you could also just do is a very simple thing. Make it SPR bullet bigger, and literally go into transform, scale, and double it. And then Yeah, hold on. I'll make the canvas ever so... Like, I'll make it 150 for the canvas, and then we'll double the scale. And that can be your bigger bullet. And then when you do the objects for the command, the 2 key can simply change what player 1 does. What I think I'll actually do instead of that is take this out and change object bullet into... Oh, I didn't make it an object. I was rushing. Sorry, I got excited. Into object bullet bigger. And I should have just duplicated what bullet has, so let me do that now. I know there's a lot going on. I'll explain it to you in just 1 second. Alright, and last but not least, damage block. Put this in here, and all I did was duplicate the bullet sprite to the bigger bullet sprite. And what we'll do is change object bullet into object bullet bigger. You are going to perform them, and then to make it easier on yourself so that it's not only the first one, from whenever you press space from that point on, create moving instance of object bullet bigger at x, y, at a speed of 5, direction of 0. So destroy this block, and this says choose this, and then it says level up. You do 2, and oh, it's actually created over there because I did X and Y. That was my own fault. I'll show that for you. I'll fix that for you really quickly because remember, this is X and Y. Yeah, we want object player. That'll get you the X and the Y of object player. And then whenever you press it, it will work. So destroy this. I accidentally shot 2. Doesn't really make a difference, but... Oh, sorry. Interesting. It's recognizing the X and Y up there. Create moving self. Okay. Okay. I gotcha. Alright. Yeah, sorry. I had in the command for some stupid reason. You don't actually have to change anything. This is fine how it is. When you press 2, how we had it before, when you press 2, it'll change the bullets to bigger. All you would do... This is what I actually meant to do. My apologies. So make an object player 2. And then when you create moving value, it goes to object bullet bigger. I didn't mean to have it in command. That was my fault. Yeah, here we go. Now let's edit this. Change object player into object player 2. Alright, this is going to finish it. I'll show you this masterpiece. So you fire 2 of these bullets. Destroy the crate for the experience. You get 1 experience. You get a level up. When you press 1, you grow. When you press 2, you get bigger bullets. And that is all, my friends. So thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed, please rate, comment, subscribe. I hope I helped you. And in the next one, I will answer the last of the requests. So thank you guys, and I'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye, my friends.
Good? Hi. Hello. Hey, what's up? Ray, Michael, Lindsay, some kind of order. You're watching Shawnthebro. You know it's legit because he has a shirt and he has a phone case. You can't show the phone case because he's recording with it. I don't have a phone case. I got a phone case.
In fact, Sean is my bro.
Doesn't say Shawnthebro though, it's just black.
Loser.
Check out Shawnthebro. Yeah. Or you're a bitch. All right. Yeah, you're a bitch. Thank you guys so much.